Voted today to buy an additional 100 ambulances for New York City. And while these new ambulances are certainly welcome relief, some think the ambulances are long overdue for a system in distress. Tony Guida has more.
Afterwards, and I think
26-year-old Lisa Najavitz knows too well the problems of New York's emergency medical service. Last month, when a random assailant slashed her face outside a Brooklyn Heights apartment, Ms. Najavitz waited 1 hour for an ambulance.
I think we have a serious problem with the emergency medical services system.
What Dr. Kuehl calls a problem, others call a disaster. Too few ambulances, insufficient EMS personnel, and an ever-growing number of emergency calls.
It's a system in absolute crisis.
New York City has not bought a new ambulance in 2 years. The current fleet is growing old and tired. And because of that, the EMS response time to emergencies has grown dramatically longer. In May of last year, EMS responded to emergencies in an average time of 9 minutes, 53 seconds. A year later, the response time was slower by almost 4 minutes, 13 minutes, 26 seconds. And in the Bronx, where service was the worst, some calls went begging.
Those calls involved internal bleeding, a woman in labor, obstetrical hemorrhages, and things like that.
And the range of response time was what?
Between 40 and 99 minutes.
EMS problems were not unforeseen. Last winter, the service canceled a contract for 117 new ambulances. There were suspicions about the bidding process. That reduced maintenance, and the recent heat wave hit EMS hard. But its director hopes the worst is over.
Oh, I am worried. God, I'm worried. But I think that with units coming online, with the commitment of the city to return to the 10-minute response time and maintain the 10-minute response time no matter what the resources required are, I'm very optimistic.
That's not the answer, says the leader of the EMS union. The real problem, he says, is an overworked, underpaid staff.
They have such an inexperienced workforce as a result of it. They have so many people leaving the agency in disgust after just a couple of years or a few years on the job. Let the city address these issues. Let them professionalize EMS like the police and fire department. And then the city of New York, the citizens of the city of New York, be able to count on 911 to get them an ambulance when they need it.
Despite its personnel problems, the EMS insists it has the solution to this crisis. 44 so-called off-the-shelf ambulances will begin arriving in 2 weeks, and the 100 new custom-built ambulances the city ordered today will start arriving next February. Tony Guida, News 4, New York.
City Council President Andrew Stein quit his post on the mayor's EMS task force. Stein said he felt frustrated over the way the task force was run. And he said EMS was an agency in disarray whose mismanagement was costing lives.
Up next, the condition of the